And welcome back. We are looking now at how we can pull data from our database. Remember, we have been able to insert quite a couple of information, couple of data that we have 4 records on our inquiries table. Now we want to see how do we pull this data from the inquiries table and display it on this particular view. So we're going to go straight to the inquiries controller, right? Inquiry controller, sorry. And we want to pull this data. So to pull data from the database, you still are going to use the Eloquent model inquiry. And to do this, you can just run inquiry, right? All. As simple as this. So you say inquiries is equal to, so once you do inquiry all, it's saying that there's a table, definitely inquiries, which is related to the inquiry model. Get me all of the contents and save it in the inquiries variable. So if we save this, we just want to see what is going to return or what is going to render. We can use the DD inquiries and then we say cool. And once we refresh this, we'll see that it returns to us some another stuff. It's no longer an array, but it's a collection, right? So collections are literally arrays on steroids. So arrays with some extra superpowers that each time you're retrieving data from the database using the Eloquent model, it returns you a collection of data. It does not return you an array. It does not return you a string. It returns you a collection. So if you open this, you're going to see that we have 4 different models. So the collection has 4 models. Each model, if we open each model, you'll see that it has extra things, but what we're looking for is the attributes, right? So this is the data that we're looking for. So we can also come here and then we see that, okay, this attribute. But there's another way for you to look at this into an array, right? You can actually run this start2 array. So if you do the inquiries, you call the toArray method and you save and you refresh, you're going to see that it gives you now directly in array format. So this is our data for our inquiries. We have the first one, we have the second one, we have the third one, we have the fourth one. Now, we need to display this on the view, right? It means we have to pass this data from the controller to the view. And remember, we said that for you to pass data from the controller to the view, you just need to use the compact method, or you can use the compact method and you just inquiries, right? So once you do inquiries, it means you have passed this data, right? Once you use the compact as a second parameter, you've passed this data into the view. I can comment this out so that we don't have a problem. Then if we go now to the view, we want to loop through that data and display it on a table. Nice thing is Laravel's collection implements the iterable interface from PHP. So it makes it possible that you can iterate through the controller, right? So you can iterate through the collection. So we want to start with table, right? We'll have a T body. We'll come to a T head, T arrow, TD, right? So for us to do this, we'll say at for each inquiries as inquiry, and then we end for each. So it means for every inquiries we call a single inquiry, we want to put the inquiry ID. For example, we say display us the ID, display us the name, display us the email, display us the message. We'll leave it at that. We'll just give this a class table so that it helps us to look nice and clean. And if we refresh the page here, we see that everything is being displayed here. We have the ID, we have the name, we have the email, we have the message, right? So when you loop through the collection, you can access every property of your database as a property of the object. So remember, there's an ID field, right? There's a name field, there's an email field, there's a message field. There's also the created at, and there's the updated at, right? There's a created and there's updated at. And if we go back and refresh the page, we'll see that we have the table like this. So you can say table border, save, refresh, table stripe, So this is just to help us with table stripe. Yeah, so this is just to help us to look at the table better. So these are what I've used is extra classes that are provided by Bootstrap. Now we may just want to add a header. We want to add a header. We'll just say T head instead of T body, T head, T arrow, no TH, I think it's TH. Yes, TD. So we have ID, name, email, message, created at, and updated at. So we save this, we refresh the page. So we have our ID, our name, our email. Are we missing something? Our TR, okay, TRTH. I'm sure this is how this works. I'm going to read this TRTH. It's been a while I did Bootstrap. Okay, cool, thank you. So it's a TR and a TH, so it's table header, and then we have this. So we can refresh this and then we save this. So we have everything on our table and our database table being returned to show us the data here on our HTML table. And we may just want to add another column that says action, right? We want to say action. Maybe there was a problem and then we say there's an action for button, edit, button, delete. So we're going to add class btn warning, btn class btn danger, just so that our form looks like this. So we have an edit button that does not do anything and a delete button that does not do anything. We are going to see in the next tutorial how we can implement editing of this particular record and how we can do deleting of this particular record. Maybe the user called later on and said, hey, my email was wrong, my phone number was wrong, my message was wrong. We may want to edit this, or it's a spam and we're receiving a lot of messages from a particular user and want to delete. For example, this is a duplicate, right? You see that's a duplicate. We may want to delete one, so we can do that in the next video.